You know that feeling, right? When you're just trapped by the algorithm. That endless feed of stuff that's supposed to know you, but it just doesn't. I was so over it. I was tired of a computer guessing what I wanted to hear. So I decided to do something about it. I went on a quest to build my own perfect personal radio station. My mission was, pretty simple on the surface. I wanted to get away from those cold, calculated playlists and find something with a real pulse. I was looking for the heartbeat of authentic, human-curated radio, a place where passion for music and culture still mattered more than just a bunch of data points. And that search led me to this incredible place, the world of independent radio. Now, this is not your typical drive-time commercial stuff. We're talking about a massive global ecosystem of stations that are fiercely independent, totally community-focused, and programmed by actual people who just live and breathe this stuff. So what's the deal with these stations? Well, they're non-commercial. A lot of them are run by universities or nonprofits. They're programmed by volunteers and funded by listeners like you and me, which means they're free to serve the community's real interests. They play stuff you will never hear on the mainstream. Reggae, rocksteady, indie, metal, all these unique voices and genres. This, I realized, was the raw material for my perfect station.
Okay, so finding these amazing stations was one thing, but the real challenge, the problem I ran into headfirst, was just the sheer volume and complexity of it all. I'd found all these incredible signals, but they were buried in a world of static.
Just look at this schedule from CJLO in Montreal. I mean, it is an absolute beast. You've got Hooked on Sonics right after Metal Momentum, and then straight into Trans-Canada Trip. It's amazing, right? A perfect snapshot of that community. But trying to keep up with it, it's impossible. And remember, this is just one station.
Now let's jump all the way down to Tampa, Florida with WMNF. It's another packed schedule, but a completely different vibe, a totally different flavor. You can just see the variety here, and the complexity just keeps multiplying.
And then you've got KUSUM out in Nebraska, with its own hyperlocal thing going on. As I was collecting all these schedules, my dream of one unified station was, well, it was quickly turning into a logistical nightmare. I mean, how could anyone possibly keep track of all this?
And we're not talking about a handful of stations here. The library I was building was huge. I was tracking over 100 of these independent stations from all across the globe. Just imagine, a continent-spanning collection of incredible, human-curated content, all of it broadcasting at the same time.
And here it is. This is the wall I hit. The math just doesn't work. How are you supposed to track a live jam band show in Seattle, while a Pink Floyd specialty hour is on in Vermont, and some amazing indie set is broadcasting from Australia, all at the same time? When you throw 24 different time zones into the mix, managing this by hand isn't just hard, it is literally, humanly impossible.
So yeah, I was stuck. But this is actually where the story gets really good. I had this realization. I didn't need to replace my idea, I just needed a partner. I needed a powerful collaborator that could handle the scale and the math that I couldn't. What I needed was an AI engine for my human idea. And the process was basically a three-step partnership. Step 1, the human idea. That was my quest for curated radio. Step 2, the raw data. I took hundreds of these crazy station schedules and fed them all into Notebook LM. And then, step 3, the AI engine. I used Gemini to make sense of it all, to translate all that data into a smart, time-zone-aware personal radio assistant. And this is where it all just clicked. You see the synergy here? My role was the vision, the passion, the why, the taste. The AI's role, that was the engine. It handled the how, all the brute force processing, the incredible speed, and all of that impossible time zone math. I knew what I wanted to hear. The AI figured out how to find it for me, right now.
So what does this partnership actually get you? Let's take a look at the result, because this is where all that chaos gets transformed into something beautiful and simple.
So, on the left, that's the before. That's the noise, a dense, unreadable grid of shows that gives you a headache. And on the right, that's the after. That's my soundtrack. I can now just ask, hey, what's on right now, in my time zone? And bam, I get a clean, simple list. I've got the Grateful Dead Hour, Floridian Slip, KXCP's Reggae Show Positive Vibrations, even Wigwam Bam from Triple R all the way in Australia, all available to me right this second.
But it's so much more than just a schedule. It's my personal filter. The system actually sifts through thousands of data points and filters everything based on my personal taste. It knows I want those specialty music shows, the deep cuts, the live sets, and it knows to just toss out all the mainstream talk, the corporate country, and the religious programming that I'm just not interested in.
Let me give you a perfect example. Floydian Slip. It's this fantastic syndicated show all about Pink Floyd. It airs on over 100 stations, but at all different times. Before, trying to catch it live was just a game of chance. Now, my system tells me every single time it's on the air anywhere in the world, and it translates that to my local time. The noise just becomes a perfect signal.
So, this whole project ended up being about way more than just finding good music. It actually showed me a whole new kind of partnership, a new way of thinking about how our human ideas can work with AI to create something that's just entirely new. So I've kind of landed on a new definition of partnership. It's when a human idea, a passion, a vision, is empowered by an AI engine. It's a collaboration that can take a world of chaotic, overwhelming noise and just transform it into a perfect, curated soundtrack. Because in the end, what I built isn't just some smart spreadsheet or a complicated database, it's a dynamic, personal companion. It's my on-demand, expert DJ that rides shotgun with me, always ready to serve up the perfect human-curated song from anywhere on the planet at any given moment.
And that really leaves me with one last thought for you. This model of partnership, a human idea, powered by an AI engine, you could apply this to almost anything. So I guess the question I'll leave you with is this. What noise in your world, what overwhelming complexity, could you turn into music?